Welcome to the inaugural edition of the Curling Report here at the Brantford Golf and Country Club. I'm Harold Howe, and we're talking with Lou-Anne Paul, curling manager here at the club. Now, we're doing this right at the tail end of September, which means golf season's within sight of being done, and we're moving into the curling mode. But Lou-Anne, don't see a lot of ice here at the moment. Where are we on things?
Well, we're at the building stage at this point, almost halfway through putting the amount of water down that I need to have down. We're ready to paint on Saturday, the 2nd of October, and getting ready for the inaugural game on October 12th. And
so about 13 days away.
I am. And once we paint, then we've got a lot of lines and things to put in, all the directional lines that we need. And then we get back into flooding water on top of the paint again. So it's a very slow stage and a very patient stage, because you don't want to put too much water down and blow all that paint all around on the ice.
So from zero to having it usable to curl, we're talking about 2 weeks?
Oh, no, almost 3 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this business of ice, again, I'm a golfer. I'm not a curler. I was brought up to believe ice is supposed to be something at the bottom of a glass, and it seems to work out very well through my life. But other people think differently. Curling has a great following across Canada, particularly in certain pockets. Why?
Well, it's a very social game, first of all. People love to meet with other people after the game and have a drink together, whereas you don't find that so much in golf because they have so many other things they got to get done. So here in curling, that it's played after hours and you have a chance to get together. It's a seasonal game as well, because you have not as much to do in the wintertime, so it gives you a chance to find something to do and keep you active. It's for all ages. We have little rockers here from age 6 all the way up to 80 years old here. So it's just a great game for everybody to play, because we keep the older people involved by using a stick so that they don't have to get down so low anymore, but they can walk it out to the hog line and push that rock all the way down with a stick.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Curling season begins October 12th, you said, and ends when?
About this second week of April, about the 4th and 5th, we have our club championships to determine our women and men's club champions.
All right. At best, I would be called a hacker.
That's a golf term.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm not very good, let's put it like that. But there are some good curlers at the club, but there are some exceptional curlers who come to visit the club for a couple competitions. Tell us about that.
Well, in November, the 19th to 22nd, we have the Sun Life Curling Classic. That's a completely invitational that we invite specific teams to come in.
I won't get a call.
You won't get a call. And they come from all across Canada. These are our big cash spiel players that are the top money makers in our field, pretty much a semi-pro level. We also have the Big Chief in January, which is the 14th weekend. And those are the people that think they're really good curlers and come out to compete in that for a 3-day event. But it's really a good drinking game.
But we do pull in some pros.
We do. We definitely do. There's some very good players there that compete at the provincial level, and they play in our Big Chief.
Right. As a non-curler, I have heard many times that the 6 sheets of ice we have here at the Brantford Golf and Country Club are exceptional. For the uninitiated, what determines great ice from good ice from just ice?
Well, first of all, we have a rock that we throw in the curling game, and that rock has to be supported by pebble. Pebble is critical, because if it was flat surface against flat surface, it would be too much friction. So we put pebble down, which is a little droplet of water that I throw in the air, and it lands as a little bump on the ice. And that rock is then supported on that bump, and it moves down the ice. So we have to be able, as an ice maker, keep that pebble from breaking down so that that rock can play through the whole game and keep that rock moving all the time. Another one is the temperature. We have to be very aware of our temperatures, both of what application of the water temperature for pebbling is and what the surface temperature of the ice is. And what was the
other? Well, that defines the different levels of ice. But, you know, our curlers, like golfers, where nobody's ever happy at the end of the day, or last year we had a visit by Jennifer Jones, the Olympic champion, and she was extremely complimentary of the ice, from what I understand, and told several members they don't know what they've got. Can you define that a little more, just as to what she means by it?
Well, as a national ice maker, I've been at many different nationals, which is the Scott Tournament Hearts and the Brier. And I've worked with the professional ice makers that have been head technicians at those events and have learned from them and have learned how to keep this ice in that kind of condition. So every game that my members play on is like a championship game. And that's how the attitude I have to make my ice.
Right. I guess the technical term for what you do is ice technician. Now, this isn't for someone who just goes out and floods the local park so the kids can play hockey. No. How did you get the notion you wanted to do this for a career?
Well, I was a competitive curler from the beginning, right from when I was in high school to college level. And they saw that in me, and my club that I was playing at the time asked me if I would be interested in doing the ice because they were looking for someone. And so I said, yes, I would do that. And from that point on, I've taken all the levels of training that there are to become a level 4 ice technician, and I am also now a provincial instructor for the ice technicians in this province.
Right. And is that essentially apprenticing?
It is to an extent, because you have certain people that you are mentoring. And Shorty Jenkins was definitely my mentor and took me under his wing and helped me learn this field very well.
Right. How many years have you been at Brantford now?
This is my 8th season.
Right. And you also participate in functions outside of our club, like some of the events. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Well, we have the Brier coming up this year in London, and I've been put on the ice team there for that, to help out with doing the ice in the Brier.
And is that a national?
That is a men's national. Right. So you have to win your provincial to be able to go into that national level. Last year I was asked to go up to Sault Ste. Marie to work on the Scott Tournament Hearts.
Which is for the women.
And that is the women's national, yes.
Right.
So total I've had 6 national women's events at the Scotties and 2 Briers. And this will be my 3rd Brier.
Well, I guess with all that experience, there should be no reason this isn't immaculate this year.
Well, I'm hoping it will be good. The other thing that really makes good ice is the rocks. Rocks are a very critical point to be able to get enough curl, and they have to have pebble to grab, and so you have good rough rocks that grab pebble and they'll curl.
I've seen some people, or heard some people say, that looks like a lot of work.
Well, it is a lot of work, and there's not a lot of women in this field because of that, because it's quite a heavy job, but I've loved it. It's always been my passion.
So it's a great place to meet men.
It has been.
Okay. Well, listen, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us about this, and we'll look for the ice in a few days, and
exactly.
Good luck with the season.
Thank you very much.
This is Harold Howe with Lou Anne Paul, giving you the curling report.